Now that the listing is back on track, are you relatively pleased? Because obviously these were your plans before you were, could I use the term blindsided by an offer, a buyout offer, and all those cautionaries came to fruition?
I think saying pleased is it's a wrong way of describing it, but we were always committed and prepared for this IPO process. We were running full steam, and it's like running 100 meters, and at 98 meters people say stop there, we may have to restart. So that's exactly what it did. But we are not overly worried by the offer. The shareholders were perfectly entitled to pause a bit and evaluate the offer that was on the table.
In the longer term, would you see any alternate offices, or what are your longer term aspirations for the listing, and would there be any different direction or assets that might be injected into the current listed vehicle?
The strategy of this company, and indeed as dictated too by the major shareholders, number one Royal Bafokeng, which is the controlling shareholder, and Anglo Platinum to a lesser extent at RB Plat level and at the asset level, has always been to list this asset to unlock the value, but even more importantly, to create this vehicle where Royal Bafokeng Platinum will inject the new acquisition in PGMs and to grow this asset. But remember that we have got quality asset which nobody else in this country has, rich in resources, 73 million ounces in resources, 45 million ounces of which are measured or indicated. We have got a growth profile that we have mapped out. Our strategy is therefore operational excellence to optimize the asset, the existing operations. Number two, organic growth. Now, and opportunistically looking at consolidation.
Do you believe that going forward, with 80% of the world's platinum coming out of South Africa, that supply side constraints will see platinum revisiting their prior highs, or its prior high?
Well, as you said, supply side constraints, which is good for demand, in the sense that it will create that gap between supply and demand, which is good for the fundamentals in terms of prices.
Are you very positive on the outlook for PGMs?
Absolutely.
Let me rephrase the question.
Absolutely. The demand is still strong. The outlook is still strong. Last year we produced, the world produced just below 6 million ounces, and the demand focus is about 7 million ounces. As you can see in our CPR document from Stephen Forrest, so the demand is quite strong.
Royal Bafokeng Holdings are also the largest shareholder in Implats. Were there ever discussions at any stage to list that shareholding in RB Platinum?
You mean to bring Bafokeng shareholding in Impala
into this listing, just to bulk up the size of it, because it would have increased the market cap of the business considerably?
No, for obvious reasons, because then you'd be having Impala Platinum, Bafokeng with Impala Platinum and Anglo Platinum in one vehicle, which could raise quite a lot of complications and regulatory complications. No, that has never been there.
Have you already begun the roadshow? Because you're listing now on the 8th of November. Is that date in the ground?
We are full steam on a roadshow. We have already seen one investor, and we're seeing the other one later this evening. So we're not sleeping, we're running full steam.
And to this point, the response, you say you have met with one investor?
There has been listen, we're not even meeting investors for the first time. We did pilot fishing in order to suss out the market in roundabout May, June. And
because you far down the process.
Yeah, we far down the process, though the response has been quite fulfilling. So there's a lot of interest. And we're not going to the market cap in hand, selling what you call a dog in mining terms. We're going there selling what we believe is the Rolls Royce of the PGM industry, the best asset ever, the best asset remaining in the platinum industry.
Price on the table, 56 to 65 Rand?
Yeah.
Just confirming, anything else from you?
Yeah, you mentioned they're not a dog, and it's quite revealing looking at the Anglo Plat annual report, and one sees there that the Rasimone mine, in fact, I think the cost, the cash cost per ounce is about $1,350. So it would certainly make it one of the better assets in the Anglo Platinum stable. Are there costs? Do you have any sort of idea where that cash cost is going? Because I noted that you put in your own management team there, and there were statements that there are going to be efficiencies going forward in that business.
Just to give you an example, we took over management in January, on January the 4th, and the cost per ton was 703 rands. As at the 30th of June, the half year, 2010, we have already reduced the cost to 667, and it's an ongoing process. It is not an event. And we can see the intervention, the results of the intervention measures that we have put in place. We have optimized the volumes and about 5% or more, and we continue to increase that operational efficiency. It's still early. We need to sustain it on an ongoing basis.